All right, welcome back, everyone. Today we're going to be talking about something that, I don't know if I've ever really gone over in any of the thousands of videos on Oracle, okay? So real quick, I'm guessing a lot of you are familiar, but Oracle is our stock prediction algorithm. Now, this is an algorithm, not an AI. We have some amazing AI products. Check those out in the other videos. But this is an algorithm, which is nothing wrong with that. I love algos. Been using algos for a decade now. But what Oracle does is, again, it's not like it's a generative AI. It is making decisions and predictions based on mathematics, formulas that we have fed it. Now, it's a black box. I'm not going to reveal all of the secret sauce. 2LB patty special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun. I will not disclose the secret sauce. But what it does, a lot of Fibonacci's, a lot of price levels, support and resistance levels. It actually does technical analysis, heavily weighted on VWAP, MACD, just a lot of technical indicators that are fed into it. Now, what it does each morning, starting at 4 a.m. Eastern, is, it starts tracking the biggest movers of the day. It is very heavily weighted towards NASDAQ and NYSE stocks because it is based on pre-market data. So, if you're an OTC trader, Oracle, not necessarily for you, but hey, OTCs are deader than dead and been dead for years. Good riddance, in my opinion. But anyway, NASDAQs, liquid NASDAQs, my favorite types of plays. These are stocks that make huge moves. You can trade them with any brokerage account. You can trade them with Robinhood. You can trade them with Webull. You can trade them at Interactive Brokers or any broker. You don't need some of these specialized brokers, and especially a lot of you that have the mobile apps like the Robinhoods. All of these stocks easily tradable on any mobile app, any broker, okay? Now, back to 4 a.m. So it starts collecting information. It's looking at the bid and the ask, the tape. It actually reads the tape. So it's looking at level one, tracking those trades. It tracks block trades. It's looking at big trades, looks at the bid and the ask, level two. So it's just basically inhaling all of this information. And then it's building a watch list based on that secret sauce that's built into it, okay? So as you move into the day, you won't have signals until after the market open. Now that's by design. Now you have a watch list. You'll have a watch list starting at 4 a.m. Now I'm not saying you should be trading at 4 a.m., but if you fire up Oracle at 4 a.m., well, 4:01 a.m., you'll start seeing stocks in there. Now those stocks will change through pre-market based on the volume and the volatility. But then it's building that watch list, and you can trade these stocks in pre-market like we do very frequently on pre-market prep. For those of you that have been on the channel and you remember pre-market prep, I still do it Mondays, still do it every single day. We'll talk about that later. But in the daily income trader system, we trade a lot of these in pre-market. 8:30 Eastern's when I go live. We don't have the signals yet, but you can still use the algo and the Oracle point. You'll see down below, it actually gives you all the major support and resistance levels that you can base trading decisions off of. Now let's fast forward to what this video is about. This video is about using the signals, okay? And the coolest thing for today is I want to show you something as the power of being completely directionally biased, okay? Whether you're short bias or long bias, many of you've heard, I think the golden boy, Tim Grattani, arguably the greatest penny stock trader of all time. Great guy. I call him the golden boy. Extreme outlier, but listen, he just started out just a normal Joe or Jane like you did. But you might have heard him say, trade the ticker. Like, he's not overly influenced by the news. He's not overly influenced by the sector. And that's what Oracle does. Oracle trades the ticker. And the example I want to show you today is an absolute incredible long call by the algorithm. And then it flipped bias late in the day and we crushed the short on the exact same stock. Now, that's kind of the standard approach. Whether you're long or short bias, the general consensus is, and any of you that have been trading for a long time, that mornings are for going long. Mornings are where you get aggressive around the market open for those big spikes. And then afternoons, you look to kind of short some of these big runners, these crappy penny stocks as we call them, which SVFD is, because you get that huge onrush in the morning. Then as they kind of start to sideways, track sideways, everybody leaves, everybody gives up on them, and then the shorts clean up in the afternoon. So listen, that's a huge piece of trading advice right there. I mean, listen, if you're trying to short the biggest runners of the day in the morning, enjoy getting eviscerated over and over again, okay? Mornings for longs, afternoons for shorts. Now, that doesn't mean never. I'm not saying you never short a stock in the morning. I'm not saying you never go long in the afternoon. But when we're talking about specifically a stock like SVFD, this is the stock we're talking about. Today is December 7th, okay? SVFD. I'll bring up the chart and I'll show you. When we're talking a crappy penny stock like this, mornings are for longs, afternoons are for shorts. So let's look at this stock. Number one, right off the bat, actually, let me jump over to my notes and I will show you what we went over on that morning webinar. You'll see right here, 8:27 a.m., SVFD, micro float, good volume, has news, former runner, top SSDD ID as of now. So SSDD is an acronym that I use when we're looking at these low float, pump and dump type stocks. And SSD stands for same SH different day, okay? I'm not supposed to swear on the channel. Hell, I'll make them bleep it. Same shit, different day, okay? I guess they'll bleep it if they want to. But we look at like MLGO yesterday. MLGO was a huge mover, going from like $4, like $14. And it was the same thing. Low float, good volume, news, former runner, also a chat pump. So you can see that right here on my notes. I knew that it was a chat pump thanks to breaking news at 8:29 a.m. So then you just kind of scroll down and map out all the levels right here. You can see the stock was trading at 403. The yellow lines are my lines. We mapped out those lines. So we knew the channels on this thing. We knew what it was going to do. And then one thing that's great with these morning dip and rips is, as always with any trade, do they all work? No, but when they work, they really work. Like these stocks, that recipe that I just showed you, they become the most explosive movers of the day. So on pre-market prep, we were ready. I mean, that was 8:42 a.m. Webinar ends at 8:45. Now, what happens from then is a lot of people traded it pre. Maybe you're not comfortable with that. Maybe you are comfortable with that. But what's great about the Oracle algorithm is right after the market open, 1 or 2 minutes after the market open, you get a signal, a buy signal, a long signal, as we say, and a short signal, okay? And I won't get into short selling a ton, but I'm guessing all of you know, remember when we short a stock, you make money when the stock goes down, you lose money when the stock goes up, okay? I've done a lot of videos on short selling. Check those out. Today's not necessarily about the techniques of that. Just today's video is about using Oracle to go long and go short. So so then as you move in through the market day, Oracle, the last decision it uses, or the last piece of data, is it takes in the opening prints, okay? The opening first couple candles of the day. Again, if you've been around, you know that first candle of the day, every day is the highest volume candle. Well, 99.9% of the time. 99.9% of the time, that opening candle is the highest volume candle. The reason the algorithm is designed that way is it inhales all of that information, the upticks, the downticks, the block trades, the sizes, and then uses that to then give you a decision at 9:33 a.m. So this morning, that 9:33 a.m. signal was $4.37 on SVFD, okay? So right there's the ticker, right there's the entry signal. Now that signal came through about 1 minute after the market opened. So what I do for people that can't be on the webinar is actually email this out, okay? So you'll see right here that I use that Oracle level to say the signal price, $4.37, that matched up with the algo. We had a target price of the high fours. We had a stop loss of $4.19. And then I said, we spent a 99% of pre-market prep going over this one. Tons already traded it pre, well done. So the whole thesis is there. You know why. I already showed you the notes on the why, et cetera, et cetera. So then a couple minutes later, SVFD hit that signal right here at 4:37 and went to $7.54. Now, epic amounts of upside. Now you might go back and you say, well, Tim, your goal was a high fours. Listen, still great risk to reward. Think about it. If you look at this trade plan, there's about 20 cents of downside for about 60 cents of upside. 3-to-1 risk to reward. That's how I that's how I design my trade plans. That's how I teach you to maximize your risk. Because remember, there are losing trades. So when you lose small. When you win big. Now that goal ended up being very optimistic. Now, one of the very conservative. Sorry, goal was very conservative. But if you remember the day, today was the day that MLGO, the bubble burst. It gapped down huge in pre-market. There's a lot of fear out there this morning. So I dialed back the risk management. Still a 3-to-1 risk to reward. But here's the deal. This thing went literally straight up. I mean, it was in the 5s and the 6s immediately. Like if you tried selling in the high 4s, you probably wouldn't have gotten filled. Like, good problem to have. Like if you tried selling in the high 4s, you probably got filled in the mid 5s or even the 6s. Good problem to have, right? Okay? So anyway, highly unlikely anyone held for 754. But the point is, going back to the notes, remember what I said at the end of the webinar. Do they all work? No. But when they do, they really work, and all caps are intentional. They really work. They go to $7.54. So you were prepared in the morning. Awesome. Nailed it. Hooah! Much like MLGO yesterday. But let's say you missed that, or let's say you trade all day. You maybe you missed it, or you're just strapped in all day like I am, and you want to make money all day. So let's talk about shorting the exact same stock, okay? So at 2:59 p.m., this is from our Discord in the Daily Income Trader System. You can join that Discord. We'll drop a link below. And I'm like, listen, a lot of you guys often ask how to play these stocks both ways. SVFD, the Oracle short signal, is at $4.04. Now, if you notice, that was at 2:59 p.m. And this is what's awesome about using this tool. If you go to 2:59 p.m., we're about right here. Stock was trading at $4.28. Okay? Not at the signal. Signal's 404. You short at the signal. 2:59 p.m. Stock went sideways for about a half hour. And then right there, about 3:20 p.m., hits the signal at 404. And guys, check this out. Absolutely washed out to $2.50. And probably goes lower tomorrow. Actually, let me know. Today is December 7th. Where did SVFD go December 8th? Because this thing, it ain't looking good. This thing might go red tomorrow. But most people would have covered into that $1.50 washout, okay? $1.50 of profit potential on a $4 stock. I mean, that's a huge move, okay? And a predictable move. So the point is, my friends, and I'm focused on SVFD because it was just such a great example. It was the #1 stock that I sent out to my team in the Daily Income Trader System. I only send one a day. You can join that Daily Income Trader System by hitting that link below. You get an invitation to a free webinar where you see everything that we do every day. So, absolutely crushed it from 437 to 750. Again, you're not going to perfectly time the top, but I hope all of you would see the potential there, okay? If you sold in the 6s or the 5s, not a bad day. Then you come back the afternoon, 30 minutes in advance of the move. I'm like, hey guys, a lot of you guys ask how to play these both ways. Our #1 for the morning, #1 short in the afternoon, absolutely got wrecked. Like you could have just like sat back and watched this thing fade away. And again, a high certainty gaps down tomorrow. And all of these things were laid out when you go back to basically the very first line is right here, 8:27 a.m. SVFD, all the criteria we look for. And we're gonna nail another one tomorrow. And we do it every day in the Daily Income Trader System. So my friends, as my buddy, the nicest penny stock trader in the world, Tim Grattani says, just trade the ticker, baby. Use the levels, use the signal, use the algo. Don't play guessing games. Respect the technology. Let it do the heavy lifting for you. Follow the plan, and you can absolutely crush it. And the best way to crush it is to join me in the Daily Income Trader System. Link below. That link takes you to a free webinar. that just shows you everything that's included. Once you check that out, you can decide if you want to join me every single trading day. For 8:30, I go live Eastern, noon Eastern. Matt Monaco's there, Bryce Tui's there. We have an amazing mentorship team every single day, absolutely smoking the best stocks. Check it out, and we'll see you in the Daily Income Trader System.